Hello everyone, this is Amanpika from Guru Nanak Dev University and I'm a legal intern at Lexis and Company. So today we're going to talk about the offenses which are committed by lunatics, or we can say idiots, or the people with unsound mind. So this comes under general exceptions under IPC. So the section which deals with it is section 84 of Indian Penal Code, and it deals with certain acts or of a person of unsound mind. So it states that nothing is an offense which is done by a person who at the time of doing it by reason of unsoundness of mind is incapable of knowing the nature of that, or that he is doing what is either wrong or contrary to law. So he is not able to know what is the nature of such act, whether it is good or it is evil, or what is, or is it contrary to law. So those who are under the natural disability of distinguishing between good and evil as infants are under the age of their discretion, idiots and lunatics are not punishable by any criminal prosecution whatsoever. So there is a statement by Stephen, and according to him, no act is a crime if the person who does it is at the time when it is done prevented either by defective mental power or by any disease affecting his mind from knowing the nature and quality of the act, or from knowing that the act is wrong. So the conscious of mind is very important while committing an act or a crime. So there is a case that is R versus Arnold, and this was a case of 1724. In this case, it was held that a person can claim exemption from liability if by reason of unsoundness of mind he was unable to distinguish between good and evil, and also did not know what he did. This is basically a test, and it was known as wild beast test. So the other test which was formulated was in Lord Ferrer's case. In this case also, basically the prior test was approved. So the test of ability to distinguish between good and evil was approved in this case. Other than that, there was a case that is Hatfield case, and it was a case of 1800. So in this case, the test of insane delusion was evolved. Then in 1812, there was a case that is Bowler's case. So in this case, the test of capacity to distinguish between right and wrong was formulated. Then there comes the ingredients. So first of all, the act must be done by a person of unsound mind, and such person must be incapable of knowing the nature of the act, or that the act was contrary to law, or that the act was wrong. Such incapacity must be by reason of unsoundness of mind of the offender. The incapacity of the nature stated, as we have stated earlier, must exist at the time of doing of the act constituting the offense. So then comes that if the plea of insanity is raised by the accused, then it is a duty of the prosecution to subject the accused to medical examination immediately. So, and this is important because if it is revealed during the course of investigation that the accused was suffering from any kind of mental disease, then the prosecution is further duty bound to place before the court all the evidence that could be available to show that the accused was in a proper state of mind when he committed such elite offense. Then there comes the proof of insanity, that is, an accused need not to prove his case beyond reasonable doubt. The crucial point of time at which it should be proved is the time when the crime is actually committed, and the burden of proving lies on the accused here. So the defense of insanity cannot be accepted upon arguments derived merely from the character of the crime. We can say that the mere absence of proof of motive would not by itself show that a person was insane, although it could be a factor to be taken into consideration along with other circumstances while judging such a plea. So in this case, basically the conscious of mind is very important. Other than that, the insanity of the accused must be legal insanity. We can't say that it is a medical insanity, so we are recognizing it as a legal insanity. Every insanity recognized in medical science is not a legal insanity. That was all about the crimes committed by the unsound people, or the people with unsound minds. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video, put a thumbs up on this video, and also don't forget to like and subscribe the channel Let's Click. This does not solicit any promotion or advertisement as per the guidelines of the Bar Council of India. It is for education purpose only. Thank you.